Dolls and gents, welcome to another episode of Doll After Dark. Yes, I am Doll Bass, and tonight we're gonna be talking about goals. Yes, goals. Like, I've been hearing a lot of people talking about, oh, they want to get married and they want to have children, and they're gonna have this vegetable garden around the back area and this big yard with 4 dogs and 6 cows and 3 goats and all these things. But I often think, are we setting realistic expectations for ourselves? Are we properly aligned? Are we, do we want the right things in the right order, so to speak? I mean, who knows the right order but God? But I often hear a lot of people who are ready to get married, and yeah, them ready now, them want a boyfriend now, they're meeting today, them want to get married tomorrow type of situation. And I'm just like, guys, settle down. You have some maturing to do. There are some things that you need to work out in your life before you take on this challenge of being a mother and a wife. Them something not easy, wife and mother would not easy. So I mean, even as a child, I wanted to be a banker, a lawyer, journalist. I wanted to be a banker and a lawyer primarily because I used to walk past the bank on my way from school, and I've seen the women, the tellers, they were dressed immaculately, they looked so proper, they spoke properly, and I liked that. I used to watch a lot of law dramas too. And I loved seeing the lawyers in their suits. They were so debonair. They just personified a strong woman to me. The way they spoke in court and everything. I really liked that. Okay, I later realized my dream. Like, it was always in the back of my head and everything. But I later realized my dream of wanting to be a journalist and do philanthropy. And I worked towards that. But if I had known then what I know now, my goals would be completely different. This whole marriage and have 2 kids by 23 thing, oh God, that's listen, it would be more along the lines of wanting to start my non-profit earlier, maybe at age 19, because I could start it at that age. Maybe having my PhD at 28 and expanding my empire, big up my charity by 30 and having different branches and all of that. I could get married at age 32, right? Because I think that's a good age to get married. But as much as I adore children, I'm not sure if I could live another life, if I would want to bring children of my own into this world. This is a cruel world, people. Cruel world we live in. Every day I get up, I have to hear about human trafficking, children getting raped, children dying from cancer and all these things, and it breaks my heart. And when I think about it, like, I would rather adopt, because those children who are already here and need loving homes, they didn't ask to be here, they're already here. So let's take care of them. And maybe just be a godmother to everybody, Pitney. Everybody could call me auntie, right? So I wouldn't mind that. But getting married and having children is a top priority for many. We seem to spend a lot of time nurturing and nursing relationships in hopes of getting married and starting a family. Wanting to get married and having children is great, don't get me wrong. But sometimes we place too much emphasis on that, and we lose sight of the things we need to sustain the life we dream of. Things like self-care, a solid education, and financial stability. Caring for yourself should be your number 1 priority when you begin planning your future. Of course, that includes eating healthy, exercising, getting regular checkups. But you should also get in the habit of giving to the less fortunate. Hear this. Studies have shown that giving decreases the risk of depression. It gives you greater self-esteem and contributes to your overall physical well-being. And I'm saying, and I just make it up and I read and do some research, and I saw that. So you can do your own research and figure it out for yourself if you don't want to take my word for it. But another aspect of self-care is developing emotional intelligence. Don't sleep on this, because this is very important. How to react to unfavorable situations. Thinking before you act. Learning to choose your battles. That's knowing when and how to fight and when to walk away. It's very important that we learn that. We need to learn how to love in different ways based on each person we encounter. Because while you may think that love is just love, yes, the basic idea of love is simple and everyone expects that, but everyone perceives love in a different way, right? So knowing as you go along, every person that you encounter, every person that you share intimacy with may require something different in order to acknowledge that you do in fact love them. Also, emotional intelligence teaches us not to act on impulse, because sometimes, boy, we just get up and do a thing off and nothing like, oh, I want that, I must get it now. We don't think about the other things that are more worthy of our spending or are more worthy of our time. Even with people, sometimes we give in to people too easily. For example, you meet someone, them give you like a good vibe, and twos you're having sex with them. Yeah, because the moment feel right? But then this person might turn out to be like a disaster, right? In so many ways. And these are things that emotional intelligence teaches you, patience as well. And these are qualities that you should have before you jump into like making big decisions like getting married and stuff, because you don't want to live life with regrets, right? No, we don't want none of that. We don't want to be sitting down and wondering what if and coulda, shoulda, woulda and all of that type of stuff. We don't want that. Now, years ago, story time, my supervisor at the time, let's call her Donna, she stated that she's done with school. She said, me not go back and no school. Me done. So I said, so you have your degree and thing already? And she said, no. I think she had like a certificate in something or accounting or something of the sort. But she already decided that she wasn't going to go back to school. And what she had at the time was a husband who she was divorcing, right? And 3 kids. She wasn't the head of the department, a manager or anything. But she said she not go back to school. All right, then, okay. Well, a little after that, she was made redundant. Or her position at her job was made redundant. And, a couple of months ago, I saw someone and I said, how's Donna doing? And he said, I talked to her yesterday, and she's really struggling to find a job ever since she got redundant, and, she's going through it. No, Donna is the type of girl with fancy, and she loves dress up and wear her bright color shoes then, because that's her thing, right? Plus, she have her kids to take care of, and she's now divorced. She's going through it, man. But see, while there are many jobs you can get with just experience, I can't tell the last time I've seen a job opening in Jamaica especially that doesn't ask for at least a university degree. Even data entry positions are asking for a degree these days. Like, come on, whatever. The thing is, once you get settled into family life, it's usually very hard to go back to school because you now have so much on your plate. You have to worry about getting time off from work, finding a babysitter, maybe a driver to pick up the kids from school, and funds to pay for the driver, the babysitter, and school. Lord God. But like Donna, many may see the cons of going back to school and don't bother to excite themselves with the pros, because guess what? It all boils down to ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got money to waste. Certainly not. But it can be done. It can be done. And many have done it. But it's very difficult, and everyone's situation is different. So ease up half a Donna a bit. The struggle is real, right? Financial instability. That thing can place a lot of strain on a relationship. Bills and maintenance never take a vacation, right? Your light company, your water company, and your landlord don't give a rat's ass if your hours got cut at work, if you're making less money, if your spouse lost their job. No one cares but you. And at the end of the day, come Sunday, everybody still want them rice and peas and them big food pan table because you can't make no broth. You can't go cook no chicken neck and then something upon Sunday, big food everybody want. So ain't nobody care about that but you. So the stress from not being able to take care of your responsibilities can be painful. It can cause resentment, depression, and create distance between you and your family, because when your family is not being cared for a certain way, everybody gonna get some feelings, you know what I mean? And you can also create the distance because you feel so, what's that word? Like you feel like you aren't able to provide and you don't feel like you're good enough. So you start distance yourself from them in little ways. And sometimes you may not even notice it, but it's happening because you're so much in the sunken place, So before you leap into the getting married and starting a family situation, these are things that you need to take into consideration. Listen, people gonna talk, Don't worry about them. They have the people who are always saying, oh, but look from when? Them in a relationship. Lord, they've been talking for years. Yeah, I'm whispering because they tend to whisper to the other haters, or anyone who will listen. They've been dating for years and they're still not married. Lord, and they start to think that's something may be wrong with you. What the hell was that? Oh, okay. Yeah, so, they start thinking, something must be wrong with you or something wrong with him or somebody have commitment issues. Maybe he's cheating or whatever. They'll never think that, you want to make sure you're on point. You're making sure everything is aligned before you jump into this huge commitment, right? But guess what? You shouldn't worry about them because guess what? They're not paying your bills. They're not helping you to go to school. They're not buying diapers for your children. And they're certainly not paying for that fairy tale wedding you want so much. So instead of worrying about other people and rushing into this life, make sure your goals are in sight. All right. Now, thank you for listening, and make sure you follow Doll After Dark on Instagram at Doll After Dark, and subscribe on YouTube as well. And guess what? We'll talk soon. Leave your comments.